Hello and welcome back to the bottom of the well. So I think my recording cut out last time, but as I was checking, so this time instead of immediately leaving, we stayed at home. I took the same equipment as last time. I stayed in the bathroom, and right now we're checking the building to see if there's any other survivors. I don't know if this was a good choice or a bad choice, but in an apocalypse, you could probably use some friends. Did you know anyone in the building? No, not really, but I still tried knocking on everyone's door. I mean, I know I wasn't the only one who stayed inside. Did you find anyone? Let me finish. See, the thing I realized that I just gotten lucky. I found an open door halfway down the hallway, facing west. All my windows faced east. It wasn't just open, it was blown open. Oh shit. I peeked in, calling out, hello? And found myself looking out to nothing. You know, no walls, no floor, barely any roof left, no windows, no people. Kitchen cabinets hanging loose above the abyss, that kind of thing. And beyond nothing, just ruins and fire. The whole downtown area gone. There was a thick, ashy snow falling everywhere, a lot of it drifting inside. A sudden gust suddenly blew a face full of it and made I gasp. Did I die? Okay, I didn't die. At least I don't think I died. It doesn't sound good. My stupid self was standing there, mouth agape, staring, so of course I got a lungful. Damn it, idiot me. Oh, I can't really deal with the sight of justice, though. I don't blame the Dream Me for staring. Dream You, isn't you? She is and she isn't. It's hard to explain anyway. Did you find any other survivors? I did. After a while, I actually bumped into another person who was doing the same thing I was. His name was Ross, although I think he was Italian. Why does that have to do with anything? Anyway, I just so damned happy that I wasn't the only one alive. We hugged and he just exhumed his cloud of dust. When I started coughing, he explained he had gone into some of the destroyed rooms to try to look for survivors, but that half of the building, at least, was pretty much destroyed. Oh geez, but there's more than the two of you? Yes, we gathered at the bottom of the floor. Just a little group of us. Ross, me, an old lady from the ground floor, a family with 2 kids, the night janitor who had hidden in a broom closet when the bomb fell. What? He hid in the damn broom closet? No one was badly hurt, but we were all coughing from the ash. Weren't you worried, about radiation? I didn't really have time to be worried about radiation. Yeah, this is Fallout rules, bitch. We were more worried about the building would collapse on us. Half of it was already gone. Okay, so what did you do with your little group? Well, first we sat down and exchanged stories of our survival. Speculations on the cause of the attack, all that. It was the most natural thing in the world. What's wrong with the face? I don't know what any of this is. Oh, there's a map. So, it was pretty much distance between me and the nukes as possible. I argue strongly that we need to leave right then and there, but what? But they wanted to stay, the family with the child. He started feeling bad. Nauseous, diarrhea. He wasn't in any shape to walk anywhere, they said. What about the fallout shelter? I thought about suggesting that. What did you do? When I revealed I knew about a fallout shelter within walking distance, the argument just kind of seemed to stop. They were magical words, fallout shelter. With radioactive ash raining down from above, I'd imagine so. We quickly gathered our things and headed down towards 3rd. I honestly hadn't even considered what things would look like down the street, though. Not really. What did it look like? The streets, awful. Ruined buildings everywhere, charred by fire, most of them. We had to pick our way between cars and debris, and bodies. There were so many bodies. It makes me sick just to think about it. It must have been pretty difficult to travel, yes. Although it was oddly inconsistent. I think about my building was the last one directly affected by the blast. They were mainly intact buildings, as much as you could call them intact, I guess, still standing. What about the others? Were there any survivors on the street? Yeah, there were others. A lot of them were worse off than me. Some were blind, others were burned, broken, or in shock. There just wasn't anything I could do. Where was the government? I don't know. No one knew. I hadn't heard a single ambulance siren since the event. For all we knew, there was nothing left. Did I die? That face is the last time I got when I died. Oh god, come on. Was the fallout shelter still there? Well, the building had been wasn't. I mean, it had collapsed. It was just a pile of rubble and rebar, a charred mess of house innards. In the shelter? I knew the shelter was underneath the bar, the red bar on the first floor. I got as close as I could, but the entrance was definitely blocked. Holy shit, but there was probably people down there too. Yeah, some of them were my friends. If anyone survived. The fog, yes, there was a question of time. Either we gave up, went back to the apartment, or we tried to leave town. What about the people partially trapped underground? We tried to dig them out. I'd take the time, but maybe it wouldn't be worth it. Oh, God. Let's keep moving out of town. We gotta survive. But I strongly argue we need to leave right then and there, but what? They wanted to stay, the family, the child. He started feeling bad, nauseous. Wait, what the hell? I need a group. I can't leave alone. Well, we sat down and talked about what to do. I suggested stay in the apartment close to it. How come? Well, if the house hadn't fallen yet, it probably wasn't going to fall. And besides, we could stay in the lower levels. We couldn't pull all of our food and maybe go through the empty apartments for more. It wasn't stealing. I mean, it was survival. But ash, radiation. Yeah, I'm not saying it was actually a good idea, but at least we got to it. The rest was the family with the kid. The kid was getting really sick, throwing up. Clammy skin. It was pretty gruesome. We were actually all getting pretty... Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, and you? How were you feeling? I felt absolutely awful, weak, delirious, unable to keep food down. Well, I died, didn't I? Oh, did I die again? It wasn't quite. 6:52, okay. We heard a lot of buildings falling down in the distance, crying, but no sirens, no more bombs. We usually assure destruction. What the hell were they thinking? I mean, it was just a dream, of course, but I don't know. I died. Son of a bitch. That was one fucked up dream, Alice. I never felt so sick in my life. Then I think I got lucky, and then the building collapsed finally, and then the last thing I remember was waking up before getting impaled by a pre-bird. Jesus! And I died again, guys. Wonderful. Died again. So we're going to the fallout shelter this time. God damn it. Son of a bee. So let's try again. Oh, God damn it. Recommended Alice. Oh, she has no, accept and start. So we're gonna skip through all this, and we're gonna skip to right where it says I went to the fallout shelter. Sorry, guys. I decided to find out what's going on. Blah 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 blah. As the fallout shelter is the best option. Blah 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 blah. Flashlight, map, sleeping bag, 2 things of take food, spare clothes. That's all we're taking, guys. Food seems very important. Try talking my way in. Blah 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 blah. I did this in my first video. I could talk my way through it. I'm gonna try to get on her side. It's reasonable. I wasn't there to fight. I just wanted to get through it. So what, did she rob you of everything you owned or what? I was ready to start arguing with her about that, politely of course, but it turned out she just wanted to make inventory. She was very careful, wrote down everything we had with us, from clothes to food to blankets. Huh. I'm not saying she was prissy about it, but I understood. Everyone was stressed out. What about the others? Were they happy to be bossed around by her? I think most of them were too shell-shocked to think about it. Someone was in charge, that's enough for her most. Did you make any new friends? My old friends, I hadn't been there first. We mingled. Did she leave you alone afterwards? The place had maybe 20 people in it, included, but we stayed away from most of the rest of us. So yes, she did. We the last to arrive knew, and soon after us, there were some others. These she let in without trouble, embracing one of them, this big burly guy with a motorcycle jacket. Someone you knew? Actually, yes, Ray was his name. He lived pretty close. I mainly knew him for his love for motorcycles. I had no idea he knew the bitch queen. Why the fuck is she called the bitch queen? But the place was still empty. Yeah. Soon after, though, there was another knock. And this time the bitch queen tried to do the same thing she did with me. What did you do? I'm gonna keep quiet this time. But, geez, what was she doing just not right? I know, but I was afraid. I didn't want to be thrown out. I understand still, but boils my blood. Well, anyways, her friend closed the door and made sure it was kept closed. I really hope whoever was left outside really actually left to find shelter, because when the bombs started to drop, yes, the bombs. We were all underground, down a set of stairs leading to the actual bunker. It was filled with barrels of beers. What the fuck? But at least there was a light for a while. So it actually happened. The nuclear war. Yes, we had a radio with us. We all sat clustered around it. At first, there were sporadic reports that the U.S. missile defense system was working, and that was shooting down incoming warheads, but there was a signal turned off, and a few moments later we felt the rumble. Holy shit, but were you okay? The shelter did what it designed to, yes, although at one point there was a terrible sound just above the shelter. It was briefly filled with dust. Pretty sure we were all dead. People were screaming, babies were crying, the lights flickered, and died. It was the end. Did I die? We subsisted on candles and flashlights, and waited for the radio to come back. It did after a while. What did it say? Just about expected fallout patterns. It seemed very recorded, but I guess there had to be someone alive up there clicking the buttons. But even after the war ended, but even after that ended, after a little while. Wow, okay, so how long did you stay down there? Well, the radio said there was a cloud of radioactive ash covering our way within 24 hours and told everyone to stay inside until further notice, and it died. So I guess it stayed for at least 24 hours, and of course, the problem came when we tried to leave. What? Well, the shelter was underground underneath a big trap door, and the house above had apparently collapsed on the trap door. We tried to open it, pushed and pushed, but it wouldn't budge. Damn it, that's like a real nightmare. Buried alive? Well, we had food down there for a while, and we started drinking beer with our meals. We could probably stretch it out for a week, but of course then we'd all be kind of drunk and all the time too. But what then? Maybe there'd be a rescue? Maybe. What if there wasn't? What would the others think? Randy's queen wanted to sit tight and wait for help. A few of the others wanted to find an alternative way out. Maybe through one of the ventilation jets. The third option would be to keep working on the trap door. It opened out, but if we removed the hinges and got it to collapse inwards, then we dug through the debris. The radioactive debris. Anyways, people were getting very antsy, so it was time to make some kind of decision. So what did you do? Maybe the shaft. The shaft. Well, yeah, so it was kind of risky to go messing with it. We all knew that. Son of a bitch. So what did you find out? Well, I stood there on the shoulder of some other and managed to dislodge the grate in one of the shafts in the roof. I showed him a flashlight and saw it was barely big enough for one thin-shouldered person. Sounds like someone I know. With a bit of help, they pushed me up to the shaft. It was tight, very tight, but I could just barely wiggle my way upwards. This is roughly the point I remembered I had a serious fear of enclosed places. Oh, fuck me. Well, I understand. What if you got stuck? No one would be able to help you, especially if it were somewhere further up. Who knows if it even led to the surface or even locked. Risky. Yeah, I know. I, definitely had some reservations. Hold on. Okay. I carried on to crawl to the shaft. Brave. It was the remains stuck underground. Either that or I was going to die in the dark. So I think most people would delegate that, or then hope for the best, nowhere else. Don't ask me. I did what I did in the dream, because that's who I was in the dream. I don't think it was me exactly, it was more like a future potential me, you know? Sure, I guess. Any crawl space, how did you do? It was tight. It got tighter fast. I felt hyperventilating, but I somehow got my breathing under control. The flashlight helped a lot. I guess you didn't have a piece of mushroom. Didn't make you smaller, did you? A Mario joke? Really? Ah, very appropriate. No, I didn't. Anyway, somehow I managed to continue, pushing my way up the side of the tunnel. I got so tired so fast, every muscle in my body was burning. It must have been just a few dozen feet, right? Sure, but there was no filters and it was thin and went straight up, and yeah, it was no fun. But I didn't even have any proper tools with me. Whatever we had just pried away the cover, a claw hammer, I think. Here's your strategy. Slow and steady wins the race. It wasn't easy. I really didn't want to think about it. That would have just happened. If I hadn't kept my cool, I would have been easily just got stuck. But you didn't. I didn't. Somehow I found myself looking at sunlight, streaming in through the grate at the very top. At this point, I removed the 5-action coal filters. I knew that whatever else happened, their filtration system would be broken now. In other words, you had to get them on. Except it wouldn't be easy as that. Jesus, wait, things looked up there. Yes. The whole building had collapsed on top of us. It was nothing but a concrete and rewired broken glass. Luckily, the ventilation shaft was on the street. Luckily, nothing had fallen on it either. But the rest of the city, it was pretty much unrecognizable. So there really had been a nuclear war. I don't think there was ever any doubt. Anyways, I had a bit of a breakdown. Then I got to business. I located the trapdoor soon enough. It was buried underneath a ton of rubble. But actually didn't look so bad from up here. A concentrated effort from below with some help from up here, it would be cleared out within a day, I was sure. Radiation, I don't know. We had waited for a while. Everything was covered in a layer of ash, but I had no idea if it was radioactive or not. I think I did the right thing. So what did you end up doing? I tried to dig them out, of course. The site was, like I said, a mess. Clever, did they answer? Yes, excitedly and repeatedly. So you started clearing it. In the end, they started to try breaking the door. They could help in their own way. How long did it take? It took longer than I would have wanted. I worked hard, and I think that inspired a lot of people down there. But I have a feeling the Pitch Queen was less than helpful. It took us 2 days' work, although more than people joined after the crack of light could be seen. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. So I was making the right choices until... it must have been wonderful. Helped all the people out. Grateful, yes. Although the Pitch Queen still held to her fort. She said in no uncertain terms that she was staying right there. And anyone who didn't want to wait for rescue was free to leave. And you were free to stay? Not in a million years. She was adamant I left. Me specifically, Queen Bee Syndrome. The others? The others crawled up after me. They did what I wanted. A few others joined. Well, what did she decide to do? Time we all leave town, all of us together. How many were left? 6 when we left the apartment building. What did it look like? The streets? Awful. Ruined buildings everywhere. Charred by fire, most of them. We had to pick our way between cars and debris and bodies. There were so many bodies, it makes me sick just to think about it. Talking about going back to where you started. Go on, how did it go? Pretty slow going. Even though we tried to keep our way back, the black rain, there wasn't all much we could do, but at least we had a goal, and the others helped us get there. So it was Rio, the evacuation center. Not so fast, there was a slight obstacle in the way. Oh, what was that? The river. A river? Not something I thought about earlier. I didn't live anywhere near it, so whenever I crossed it, I just drove over it. But there was a geographical reality. So I mean, the bridges were surely still there. True. When we approached them, we realized they were occupied. Oh, by whom? Not sure. I saw them from afar. They kind of ducked in the cover. Saw immediately. They weren't good news. They had guns and were harassing other people who'd come to the bridge. I think they were mugging them. Yeah, some of them, but I didn't know what our price was. If they had some other criteria for letting people through, what'd you do? I wanted to see what happened. I can't just go in there blinded. Somehow I felt like it was a sign of thing we couldn't be forever. Either bigger, more powerful group would come along and chase them away, or the government would show up. Then they got bored and leave, so I decided to wait. Alright, where did you hold up? There's actually a parking garage nearby. Right, not the best cover though. I scouted it though and found a staff area. It was small but empty. The problem was, of course, we had to fit everyone, so we created a rota system where some would wait and watch from the top of the parking garage, others would find somewhere else to hole up. About supplies, there was always loot in the surrounding buildings, even if not all of it was perhaps the safest. I did a run before settling in. I gathered what I could. Sweet, I got food! So, down to, wait, how did that go? Black rain. Shit, huh? Well, I've been feeling it for a long time. Did I die again? Radiation poisoning? Yep, of course. And I died of radiation poisoning, everybody. So, thank you all for joining me on this. Well, I'm doing absolutely terrible at this already. I mean, come on. I've died 4 times so far. But I'm gonna call it an episode here. I'll probably record some more today. I'm gonna beat this game. Maybe do it again as another Alice, but thank you all for joining me. See you guys in the next episode.